early this morning. Tell you what, we're working with 11 degrees. Feels like 5. We are looking just a little puffy this morning, but that is because I slept a little downhill, I think. Still trying to get the lay of the land for the new build. But I think last night was the best night yet. We've spent probably 5 nights in total in the 4Runner since I took the build out, and most nights have been a little bit interesting. Or they usually end up with me curled up in the fetal position at the base of Zora's kennel while she sleeps on the sleeping pad under my blankets, which is fine. Just not ideal for long term. We're waiting on the window to defrost. It's making good headway. Zora, off. She's quite concerned about the guys who are sweeping out the cart corrals. I do not see anything telling me to not park here, so we're good. I just discovered that while my windows are mostly clean, I cannot see out the side. Look at that. Zora and I are now making our way to the rec center now that our windows are clear. Zora never gets to ride up front anymore because she has her kennel. And every time she does now, she sets off the seatbelt alarm. Put your seatbelt on for safety, Moose. The only reason she's not in her kennel right now is because I have not deconstructed my bed yet, which means that all of my crap that I store beside her kennel where I sleep is in her kennel while I sleep. And then I have to move it back. It's a great method, actually. Works quite well. We've arrived at the rec center. Oh, Moose! She stepped on the back window thing. And that is why I usually have the windows locked. I just unlocked them literally 2 minutes ago to look out the window at Walmart, and then this happened. This used to happen a lot more whenever she'd ride up front with me. It was always a bit sketchy because I have my reflectix in my back window at all times, and sometimes I wouldn't hear the window go down, and then I'd look back and I'm like, oh, probably should shut that. Thankfully, the way that the wind circulates, it usually pushes the reflectix back into the car, but still sketchy. So it's 6:04 and here's what needs to happen in the next hour. So Zora gets fed at about 7. So I'm gonna let the car run and warm up just a bit, and then I am going to clean up the bed area, get some breakfast for myself, and then just hang out until it's time for Zora to be fed, and then I'll feed her. She always sleeps after she eats, like a little cat nap. It's really convenient because I can go to the gym and not worry about her. I always know that she's just doing a little snooze in the car, and it also kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone because then she's able to digest her food and I don't have to worry about bloat. So that works out quite nicely. And then after that's all done and the gym's all done, we get a party. So I'm sure that people will ask how Zora and I slept in terms of warmth for last night, because it was single digits. And the answer is quite warm. At least once I covered my head. We have a rumple blanket and a down quilt that is rated to 15 degrees. And we also have a very large and warm fleece blanket. So between those three things and a bunch of hoodies and other accessory items, we stay really warm. This is Moose's favorite spot in the car. Between the kennel and the wheel well. This is where she sleeps. Big warm blanket that I was talking about. Moose! That Zora clearly loves because she's not letting me put it away. Hello. You got some snugs. She wanted some snugs. You're gonna like this. Look here. It's your very own Fuzzy. I had this against the back tailgate and it was frozen to the metal on the back of the car. It's a little frosty, but she'll still love it. There you go. Like Zora's small Fuzzy, this quilt was also pushed up against the back of the car. So it's a little wet down here at the feet, and because it's down, I don't want to put this away wet. So what I'm going to do is put this in front of the heaters while I finish folding the other blankets, and then hopefully it'll be dry by then. Now that we have the Zora Gator laying down, we can fold this blanket. It's only been 5 minutes of trying to fold one single blanket. In my defense, it's quite large. Ta-da! Okay. Also, we are making great headway on the quilt. It's still a little damp, so we're going to give it just a little bit more time, but it's doing good. So this is where Zora and I sleep. It is about 20 inches across, I guess, because this sleeping mat is 20 inches and it fits just about perfectly. Now I just need to reattach your kennel straps. £60 handbag. This thing, if I can move it with one arm, goes right back there. Quilt is now in good shape to pack. Courageous. My life would have been much more complicated if I had tried to stick with the rolling method as opposed to the stuff it in the stuff sack and call it a day. We're in good shape. It is time for me to eat breakfast now. And it's 6:45. I'm going to introduce you to a delicacy this morning. I don't know if delicacy is the right term. Grab a bowl, maybe. Come here. Please cooperate. There we go. Bowl into the food bag. We grab good old Rice Krispies. Or should I say hangry? Moose, get your head out of the frame. That doesn't seem like enough. Now we're talking. And after that, I usually use chocolate protein for this, but I have salted caramel this morning, so this becomes your milk. This is going to start a debate in the comments, I'm already sure, about whether or not milk or protein shakes should go into cereal. And I say yes. It's crackling. I know I have some weird eating habits, but hear me out. There's 30 grams of protein in this little thing. I get my carbs from my Rice Krispies. It doesn't have too much added sugar. And it satisfies my cereal fix. It's a win in my book. We are now part of the Clean Bowl Club. But there's still a little protein shake left, so I'm gonna finish this up, feed the gator, and go work out. 7 o'clock on the nose, and time for the moose to eat. Zora, crate. In she goes. Because I know how hungry Zora gets, I always like to prep her food ahead of time. All I have to do is grab it out of her container. Maybe. There we go. Add some water. Zora, sit. And that is that. Can finish cleaning up the car while she eats, and then I will go inside. Mealtime is one of the calmest times of day for us because I'm really careful about how much exercise Zora gets before and after she eats. So I already took her potty this morning, but that's pretty much all she got to do in terms of exercise. She's been people watching for the past hour, so a little bit of mental stimulation, but then I feed her and she goes in her crate for another hour to hour and a half while I go and work out or do whatever I need to do, run some errands, because that allows her food to digest. And by the time everything is all said and done and I'm back to the car and I take her potty again, it's usually about 2 hours after she eats, and then she can really play and have a good time. All right, food has been had. You gotta go poop. Come on, Moose. Hold on. Okay. She's cleaning up all the scraps she left from this morning's breakfast. It is 7:30 and we're heading into the gym to do back day, best day. Oh my goodness, it's a mess in here. There's a traffic jam. Can I come out? You waiting on me? I'm going to. The morning is almost complete. All that's left is to turn the gator loose and start our fun day. Ladies and gentlemen, do we all have to go to Park City today? Holy crap. I really have no idea why it is so busy, because it's Wednesday. It's not the weekend. But nonetheless, we can wait. I'm gonna go get the zoomies out and then go do a little training session in town with all of the people and work on neutrality. I am exceptionally proud of how Zora does in town. She ignores all dogs on the street, people on the street. There are a couple times where if people acknowledge her, she will start to get excited because they're talking to her, and we haven't quite worked through that, so we are working on that. But overall, I can confidently bring her into town and not be stressed that she's going to get in other people's way or get herself all worked up or stress me out. So it's really been awesome to have that freedom. Time to set the monster free. Here's a very random fact that I know you know, but you probably don't realize. Wet towels in the winter in road life, or for road life, I have to leave them hanging over my seat or on my dash all day to get them to dry, because if I forget and I leave it in my gym bag, it's a sad day. Same with workout clothes. So that just chills there all day to dry, because it's usually pretty warm in the car. With me. What are you doing, little moose? Zora, let's go, come on, let's go, go. Zora and I just got back in the car. She was able to run around and have a good time playing with some other puppies and meeting a few people. We did a little training at the park. I am going to go hunt for a parking spot where I can open the door and let her roam around and sniff while I do some work in the car. That's our morning. Thanks for tagging along, and we will see you the next time in another vlog.